Hello everyone, my name is Prasad. Today we are going to talk about how we can create Docker image from the running Docker container. To create a Docker image, we can use a Docker file. In the Docker file, we can provide the instructions to create the Docker image. But in this talk, we are going to see how we can create a Docker image from the running container. And also we are going to see how we can share the image from one instance to another instance. To do this, we can use the DockerHub or whatever the registry that you are using. Once you have created the image, we can upload the image to the repository. From the repository, we can able to download from another machine. But in this talk, I'm not going to use the Docker file and I'm not going to use the Docker registry. To demonstrate that, I have just taken two EC2 instances. One is Amazon Linux, another one is Ubuntu. On the left hand side terminal, I'm just connecting to the Amazon Linux server. On the right hand side, I'll connect to the Ubuntu server. I'm just connecting to the Amazon Linux. It is connected. It is always best practice to update the machine whenever you're connecting initial time. Sudo m update. Let's wait for it to complete. It is completed. Now we have to install the Docker engine inside this Amazon Linux. To do that, we can use sudo command, sudo m install Docker. It is installing the Docker daemon. You can check the Docker version. So it is 18.09.9-CE. First, I have to enable the service. Sudo systemctl enable Docker. It is enabled. I have to start the Docker service. To check the status, we can use the status command. Now, the Docker engine is up and running. By default, I cannot execute Docker commands using the normal users. With sudo users only, sudo privileges only, we can execute. But I want to execute the Docker commands using the EC2-user. If I execute Docker PS, it says permission denied. We need to add this EC2-user to the Docker group so that I can able to run the Docker commands using EC2-user. Sudo usermod -a, capital G, then Docker EC2-user. Just execute Docker PS command. Still you are getting permission denied. So just quit from the session and connect back. Now try again Docker PS. Now you can able to run the Docker commands using the EC2-user. Now I want to launch a Apache image, Apache container using the HTTPD image. And I want to host my application inside the Docker container, right? To do so, Docker run -itd. I stands for interactively, T stands for terminal, D stands for run in detached or daemon mode. I want to assign a name to this Docker container, Apache _ container. Sorry for that. I want to assign a host name to the Docker container so that I can use -h option. I want to map the port of my host operating system 1111 to the Docker container port 80. And from HTTPD image, I want to run this image, run the container. Okay, so HTTPD image is not available locally. So it is downloading the image from the DockerHub registry, and it is created the Docker container. So this is the container ID. Check Docker PS. Here you can see the Docker container is up and running. Okay, let's browse this application from the web browser. Let's copy the public IP of Amazon Linux. And at 1111 port, 1111 port, it is listening. Here you can see it works. But I want to host my application. For that, I have a code in my repository. I want to download the code locally. So I can copy the code inside the Docker container. Let's install the Git to clone the repository. Git is installed. Just download, just clone the repository. The repository is git clone https github.com slash prasad telasula slash ansible underscore roles dot git. Okay, repository is downloaded. Here you can see the folder it is got created. So inside this Ansible roles, I have my content. Let's navigate to the Apache deploy, roles, code deploy, files. In this location, I have my application content. So I have to copy this application content into the Docker container. To check the root directory of the Apache, just go to the DockerHub. And search for HTTPD. And you can get the information over here. So this is the root directory of the Apache. So at this location, we need to copy our application content. So to copy files from your host operating system into the Docker, we can use Docker cp command. So I want to copy all the files and folders in the present working directory, and then followed by to which container we need to copy. That is Apache underscore container. At what location you want to copy inside the Docker container. This is the path. Okay. To check all the files are copied or not, you can use docker exec -it and the container name ls and then the location. Here you can see all the files are copied inside the Docker container. Let's browse the application one more time. I'm just refreshing this page. Hola, here you can see the application is serving from the Docker container. Now I want to create an image from this running container. If you see, currently we have only one image, HTTPD. So I want to create a Docker image from the running container. So for that we can use docker commit. It's the command. and the container ID or the container name you can provide, Apache underscore container. And then whatever the name that you want to assign to the image, you can provide. Let's say California app. Okay. If you check Docker images, here you can see the California image is got created inside your local repository. So this image I can share by uploading this image to the DockerHub or the registry, and from another Ubuntu machine, I can able to pull the image, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so to copy this image from Amazon Linux to Ubuntu machine, I can use Docker save command. This command will save this Docker image into a zip file. Okay, so I want to use at /home /ec2 -user /california.tar, and then I want to zip California image. Okay, it is taking time to zip the content inside the Docker image. If you check at /home ec2-user, one zip folder is created with the california.tar. I can upload or I can copy this file into the Ubuntu machine, and then there I can load this image and I can run the container from that image. Okay, to do so, to copy this file, I want to use S3 bucket. Okay, AWS S3 ls S3 colon Prasad -docker -demo. I already configured the AWS access by attaching the role, and I have provided the Amazon S3 full access policy to this instance so that I can access any S3 bucket inside my account. With this command, I can able to list whatever the content inside this bucket. Currently, nothing is there. I want to upload this california.tar file to this bucket. For that, AWS CP, whatever the file that you want to copy, and then you can specify the path of your target S3 bucket. There is a wrong in command. I just forget to mention AWS S3 service that we are using. Now it is copying. You can see the status and it is uploaded. Now, if I want to check whether the file is copied or not, here you can see file is copied to this S3 bucket. Let's connect to the Ubuntu machine and download this file and run the container from this image. On the other hand, I'm just connecting to the Ubuntu machine. It is asking for the footprint. I have just connected to this machine. As a best practice, we have to update the machine. So in order to update the Ubuntu machine, we have to use apt is the package manager. It is updating the machine. Update is completed. Now we have to install the Docker. So in order to install the Docker, we can use a command wget -q capital O https /get.docker.com/ and then I can execute the script. So the Docker itself, they are providing a shell script in order to install the Docker. So this is the location. If you browse this location, you can able to see the shell script. Let's browse it. So this is the script to install the Docker. So with this command, we're downloading the file, the shell script, using the wget command. Once the download is completed, we are just installing with sh. It is installing the Docker engine. Let's wait for it to complete. In the meantime, I want to check which port we have enabled for this, for the Docker container, Docker PS. You can see 1111. So it's taking a little bit time. Yeah, the installation is completed, and it is giving some suggestions to add the Docker to this group. Add the Ubuntu users to the Docker group so that we can able to execute the Docker commands with the Ubuntu user. Let's execute that. Just quit from the session and connect back. We are connected over here. Let's check the Docker service is up and running. In Ubuntu machine, no need to start the service explicitly. When you are installing the package, by default, the service will also start. Let's check sudo system ctl status docker. It is already up and running. No need to start. Let's download the tar file, which we are uploaded from the Amazon Linux. So for this mission also, I have attached the same role so that I can able to query S3, AWS S3 ls S3 colon / the bucket name is Prasad Docker demo. But AWS CLI is not installed. Let's install it. Sudo apt install AWS CLI. It is taking a little bit time. Almost completed. Yes. Now execute the AWS CLI command one more time. You can able to query the content inside this bucket. Now you can see california.tar file is there. Download the file to your Ubuntu machine. To do that, AWS S3 CP, and from where you want to download. From S3 we have to download S3 colon / Prasad Docker demo, and then the file name is california.tar, and to the present working directory I want to copy. You can see the status. All right, let's check the file is copied over here or not. It is copied. Let's check Docker images. Currently 0 images are available. Okay, so now we have to load this image to the Docker images. All right, to do that, you can use docker load -i and then followed by the file name. Okay, it is loading, and here you can see it is creating a Docker image inside your local repository. If you check Docker images, previously no images are available. Now California image is there. Let's run a container from the Docker image. Docker run -itd -name Apache Ubuntu container -h apache.example.com, and then I want to map 2222 of my host operating system port to the 80 of the container port, and from which image I want to run this command. Not from HTTPD. I want to run the image. I want to run the container from this California image. Let's run it. Let's check the status of the Docker container. It is up and running. Let's browse this application from the browser at 2222 port. Okay, if you want to check which port is exposed, Docker port is the command, and then we need to specify the container name, Apache underscore Ubuntu underscore container. Let me check whether we executed. It is a syntax, I mean, typo error. Docker port, and then provide the container name so that it will display whatever the ports that are mapped specifically at that container. Okay, on the left hand side it is displaying the container port that is mapped to the host operating system port 2222. Let's go to the browser and copy the public IP of the Ubuntu machine, and then browse with 2222 port. Bingo. The application is up and running inside the Docker container, which is hosted inside the Ubuntu operating system. So this is how you can share images from one instance to another instance without using the Docker registry. I hope you enjoyed this class. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.